All right, all right. We up in here. We got Laws D Tyrone and myself. Uh,
Yep.
you happen to get in early. Thanks for stopping by. You know, ain't been much going on in boxing these last couple days. Uh, you know, of course, I haven't talked about Devin Haney on my channel, but we could wait for that. Um, what else we got? We got uh, some Leo Santa Cruz talk. We got some Mike Tyson talk. Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield talk. We got some who else? David Hay talk. We got some
Heard about that.
Dillian White got is out there still, running his mouth about people. Uh, but Mike Tyson basically said that he's getting back into shape. He's doing miles a day,
Oh my
treadmill,
lord.
and the bicycle, hitting the mitts and stuff like that. Saying that he would like to do an exhibition for charity, and then somebody had sent that to Evander Holyfield via Twitter, and Evander Holyfield said, versus Tyson three with a question mark with a couple emojis. So I don't know if Evander Holyfield is up to doing that. There's some past heavyweight fighters that'll probably be up to it. But what do you guys think?
Um, Me personally, Mike, I think even though I love Mike Tyson and Holyfield and fighters like that, I just think, I don't know, you
Time to
don't
give
need
it up
to,
now.
yeah, you don't need to ruin or tarnish your career, do you?
I mean, if it's an exhibition, I mean they can do it like the Mexican midgets were doing it.
Mm.
Jorge Arce and Barral, who was it? Barrera, I think one of those guys down there.
Eric
Couple of them.
Morales.
Yeah, they did exhibitions under the radar and did their charity thing, and that's cool. But knowing Mike, he'll probably try to make it a big deal, and then just say, "Oh my God, the people they hate me so much. I don't know why." Putting himself in the limelight. All he has to do is do an exhibition, do it under the table, private event, charity, and
Yeah,
that's all if he wants to.
I
But
don't.
he'd probably make it a big deal.
I don't think he's gonna. I don't think it's like that. I just think that you know these guys are boxers. If Valor Holyfield's still doing his thing,
Yeah,
um,
he's still fit.
you know what I'm saying. I don't know uh, if Evander Holyfield ever tried to get an exhibition going on and it didn't fall through. But a lot of boxers try to go out there and do that stuff. It's not going to be like it's probably going to have headgear on too. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying?
yep.
So my whole thing is that if it's for charity, and that if the money is truly going to charity, I don't see nothing wrong with that. Whether or not if Mike try to makes it a big deal, if Evander Holyfield tries to make it a big deal, because they'll be just trying to sell the charitable event. You know what I'm saying? And but hell, I think Mike is going to get his ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? Because Vander Holyfield never quit. He never stayed. It looked like he always in shape. So we don't hear about him doing. I don't care about the marijuana, but we don't hear about him, you know, having spurts with illicit drugs and shit like that. So that's another thing too. But I think that um, that's better than to me. That's better than two YouTubers fighting, even if it's for charity or whatever to save like that, just to see if these guys still got a little bit of that spunk that they used to have, years before. I'd rather watch that. At least I know it's for a good cause and it's two actual, nostalgic, because that's what they're going to be, nostalgic boxers. You know, Miles D, what you doing? You smoking this? You smoking a fag?
no, it's just listening. No, to be fair, if it's for charity, Mike, then yeah, I'm all for it. Definite. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'd be good to see the old champ doing something, but I just think sometimes, like fighters, I mean, it must be very hard for fighters to let go, especially when you've been out the ring for years. And like you said earlier, behind the scenes, you, your brain is still telling you that you can do it, but obviously your body is not going to respond to what you used to be able to do. But I mean, if it's for charity, yeah, I'm all for that. But sometimes some fighters just need to let it go. I mean, look at Oliver McCall, for instance. He's
Oh
50,
my God, is he still fighting?
still fighting. The brother's still
Wow.
fighting at the age of, I think he's about 55, something like that. Maybe
Even
even older.
Razor Ruddock was still fighting up until recently, I think.
See what I mean? I suppose it's different for Mike because, like this, like I say, it's an exhibition for charity. But fighters like Oliver McCall and that, and if you say, like you say, Razor Ruddock's still fighting, they need to call time on it because they're just going to do some serious damage to themselves, even though they are
McCall has
legends of the sport.
his head was like a fucking
Oliver McCall won his last fight though.
bull.
Yeah, he did, Mike. Yeah.
He won his last fight. You know what I'm saying?
Knockout.
And we
Rudy
was talking
knockout.
about it, but we was talking about the fight before it was going to happen, but I think we forgot about it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because of like, you know, we forgot about it because I think something else was going on, and not only that, it was it it wasn't against like, you know, uh some new fighter, you know what I'm saying, or somebody that we know of. I think it was in Mexico. Was it in Mexico? Let me see. Let me Google it. Was it in Mexico?
I don't know. I know the last fight he did have was what I can recall of was May last year. I can't remember where it was, but I know he did win that fight.
Who did he
Yeah,
fight?
it was
A
in
Grubhub, an Uber Eats guy, a Grubhub delivery.
it was in Mexico against a guy that was 21 and 13
Yeah.
in
Knocked out.
Mexico. Yeah, no, he didn't RTD. But you know, if I put it like this, motherfucker old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker old, 55 years old. You got, well, probably then he was probably 54. You got whooped by a 54-year-old. That's bad, man.
Yeah, it is.
That's like extremely bad. You know, and it is what it is. You know, that dude Oliver McCall fought. He need to hang it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, McCall, man, his head was like cement.
Yeah, had a
I
fantastic
mean, he
chin.
could
That
take
boy did.
a punch.
He had a great chin, didn't he, Oliver McCall?
Yeah, he could take shots. Even now, I think he could still take shots, right? He
Yeah.
hasn't been knocked out except for that BS, you know, that when he had that mental breakdown. But he's never been knocked out. I don't think.
Yeah. Thing is, though, and for an ex-druggie as well,
Yep.
the guy was a raving crackhead, wasn't he?
Uh-huh.
I dug up.
Heroin.
I dug up ages ago into his background and his history. I never knew. I always knew he had mental problems, especially ever since I think when I first picked up on it was when he lost to Lennox Lewis. That time when he broke down in the ring and started crying.
Yeah, that was probably one of the weirdest things
Yeah.
in a boxing ring.
But then I did some digging up into his background, and he did a statement. I can't remember who it was because I did a video on it ages ago, and he said the reason why he broke down crying in that fight was because Lennox Lewis's mum turned up for that second fight, and his mum didn't turn up for that fight. I'm not sure if.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I'm not sure if his mum had not long passed away. I think that's what it was. And because he had seen that Lennox's mum was outside the ring, and obviously because his mum had passed away, that's what triggered him off. That's why he broke down and cried. But obviously, after that as well, he did have mental, and even before he had mental health issues. But I never knew up until about a year ago that he was a raving crackhead.
No, I heard he took heroin too.
Yeah. He used drugs, didn't he, to block out his demons and that. And he was an alcoholic as well. Loved to drink. And the old boy's still fighting, man.
Yeah, I'm watching the fight right now.
What, the Lennox versus
the Oliver McCall versus his last fight?
Oh, right, his last fight, yeah.
Yeah, his last fight.
Fair play to him, though. Like, he's another one, Oliver McCall. He's always kept in shape, though, hasn't he?
I mean, he doesn't look like the best shape, but the dude is 55 years old. I mean,
Him versus Gerald Washington.
He doesn't fucking look. I tell you what, he don't look like no Andrew Ruiz.
Exactly, Mike. That's what I'm trying to say.
He don't look. He fighting the Andrew Ruiz, but he's fighting a guy that look like Andrew Ruiz. And this guy got on straight basketball shorts. But he got on basketball shorts.
Is he wearing Air Ones?
I don't even think this dude even have a cup on. You know what? If you do it, I'm telling you what. If I was a boxer, I think I probably would try to bring AND1 back. I'd probably try because AND1 just like it wasn't like anything bad to wear. It just phased out, especially when Under Armour came out on the scene.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when Under Armour had the badass commercials and shit like that with the younger crowd, and it was the same material. It was the same. It was the same fucking material. It was like there wasn't nothing different. Now when you go to the store and you buying shorts or you buying sweatpants or something like that, you can't find shit like back in the days. Everything is like fucking super nutty ass tight.
Facts. Yeah, I was about to say that. Oh man, that's so true. We went over to
everything is slim fit. Like
everything is tight.
Yeah,
like,
I'm like,
can't even. Oh man, what is it? We went over to Dick's Sporting Goods, or was it Macy's, or something? We went from store to store, and all the sweatpants were like tight.
Yeah, I don't like it. I'm not wearing it. I gotta buy a size bigger, a size or two bigger than what I wear with the pants, because everything is fucking tight. I want the shit loose. Maybe I might want to just walk around with the shit, and I want the shit loose. I don't want you to see my fucking main vein and shit like that. I want the shit loose. You know what I'm saying?
And they're still tight at the what's it called?
Man,
even if you get them a size bigger, they'll still be tight at the calves.
Niggas be having small ass calves, and the shit still be fucking tight.
Yep, that's me.
It's crazy. That's crazy. Damn, that nigga quit on the stool. He did quit on the stool against Oliver McCall. He quit. Damn. Damn, that sucks. You got whooped by a fucking 55-year-old. Well, 45-year-old. Or he probably was 45 at the time. I mean, 55 at the time. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He is
55.
Yeah, 54, 55-year-old. You got whooped, you know? And yeah, you should hang it up. You should hang it up. They ain't got like they got Alcaraz Promotions. Never heard of it. They don't have no Tecate on no Tecate, no Miller, no type of cerveza promotions, no type of beer promotions, no nothing. No nothing. It's like
fighting in a bar.
No, like it wasn't a bar. I think this is like a basketball gym or something. It's like a basketball gym, like an indoor basketball gym, or like, you know, some type of somewhere where everybody go, like they want to have a concert or something like that, a small venue. That's what it looked like. Yep. A small venue concert hall. Like you could go there, you could do the banquets, you could do this. You know, you could throw a big extravagant party with you and your friends, your family and stuff like that. That's what it looks like. And it's not that many. It looks professionally. It looks professional, like the on where all the people that's working for the fight, it looks professional in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? The cameraman, at least they got like an actual fucking cameraman there besides somebody with their fucking cell phone. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, but that sucks, man. You get stopped by an old ass geezer.
Geezer.
That sucks. What else we got? Oh, David Hayes said he what David Hayes say
Poker.
laws?
I heard he wants to go in poker.
He wants to what?
He wants to go play poker.
No, he's come out and said that he'd fight the winner of. He probably would like poker because he likes spending a pound note. He loves a pound note.
Yep.
Does David Disco Diva Hay? But he's come
as
out.
long as it's not his.
Yeah, exactly. He said he'd fight the winner of Tyson Fury and AJ if they made that fight. He'd come out of retirement for it. Fucking hell.
That fight will be made, but it won't be for Undisputed. That fight will be made, Fury versus AJ, but it won't be for Undisputed. I just have a feeling. Not next, but I'm saying down the line.
Yeah, well, definitely the fight's not going to be made next anyway because he's going to fight Wilder, isn't he?
Yeah,
but the thing is, Anthony Joshua's trying his goddamn hardest to make that fight with Fury now.
Yeah.
Done several interviews saying, I've never seen Anthony Joshua push so hard for a fight. Saying that he wants to fight Fury, but it's just a damn shame he never did the same tactics when Wilder was champion.
Yeah, Fury, I don't think will make it past this next fight.
Salute P Boxing. That's brother Pep. Pep's a good man.
Oh, what's up, P Boxing? I didn't see you. What else we got? Now,
Salute.
I didn't read the article. I just started looking up stuff to talk about, right? And it says Golden Utensil Promotions De La Hoya will let Ryan Garcia face Devin Haney if he becomes mandatory. And
Max, when you pack the link, bro.
Yeah, I sent him the link. Give me a second, though. It says De La Hoya won't stop Ryan Garcia. Said, why not? Let's do it, said De La Hoya to the Ring Digital when asked if he'll let Ryan Garcia face Devin Haney. What people don't understand is I was a fighter first, and now I'm a promoter. I still have the mentality of a fighter. Let's bring it on, dude. Let's fight everybody. You're going to fight him anyway, so let's just get it done. Why not? If you're ready as a young fighter and you are confident to go up against anybody, let's do it. Why not? That's what people want to see. The young against the young, the noun against the noun. So I'm all for it, said De La Hoya, whatever. But that's not saying what he said, though. That's not saying what he said, though, but that's not saying what the article said, though. That's kind of was misleading. Let's see. That's not saying what the title said. So I'm not saying. I read his quotes. You know, when here's something funny. So I'm looking at this, right? What De La Hoya got to say, and it says like in mid article, it says news. Devin Haney, I'm not a racist. It says it like dead mid article, like a little marquee. But then it's talking about De La Hoya, shit. That motherfucker, matter of fact, I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna rehash the fucking video since everybody wanna fucking let everybody else in their fucking mama slide. I mean, I'm a hash that fucking that moment in time later on and talk about how I got to go back. I got that email I got that email they was sending and the link. I mean in my email I just got to find it, but I'm gonna remake that video because that's something that people needs to, be really mindful of how they talk down and how they talk about other boxers or whoever when it comes to racist remarks or whether or not it is or whether or not it's not. Um, and so if you're going to call out Devin Haney for this, then you need to make it be known that you ain't forgot about the other guys, these other people before Devin Haney made his comment. You need to make that known because they still around, they still promoting, they still out here doing big deals with other companies like the Zone, and nobody's questioning whether or not the Zone is working with a racist individual. Nobody's worried about if this guy is working with a guy that's an ethical individual, because obviously, if we look at Oscar De La Hoya's track record, he's not an ethical individual. He has to have some shady things going on in his career, from allegations with a minor in Mexico,
Yeah.
from both of his sexual escapades, um, and suing people just to sue because you mad because you wasn't treating the other person right,
Yeah.
and it was time for them to leave, so they left. And the list goes on. It's like, oh, and then he had a guy that was working for him that was sued, that sued Oscar De La Hoya for abuse.
Yeah.
So this dude said that Oscar De La Hoya threatened to fire this fucking guy if he didn't show up to this event. And the dude had just had a car accident and had to show up to the event with like a fucking broken leg.
Yeah.
He had to drive like hours to the event or get fired.
Do you know what? It's not the first time, Mike, I've heard stuff like De La Hoya doing stuff like that. I heard there was, I can't think who it was, not so long ago. One of the brothers did a video on him saying that there was a fight scheduled, and a certain person who worked for De La Hoya couldn't make it because one of his family members was ill, his wife or his child or something, and he sent a text message to De La Hoya saying, "I can't be there because a certain member of my family is really ill, so I've got to stay with him." And Oscar sent him a text back saying, "If you don't get there and make sure you get there, you're getting fired in the morning." I was like, fucking damn, man. That's fucking ruthless. I thought to myself, he must have been coked out of his mind or something when he said that. Because family comes first before anything. Everybody knows that.
That's crazy. But that dude, he just got to the hospital though. Dude, I'm talking about like.
But I suppose, Mike, when you wear fucking women's fishnets and pantyhose, he's gonna be a fucking strange bloke, isn't he? And shoving, like you say, golden utensils up his arse and things like that.
Yeah, uncompromising positions.
Yeah, man. And he also fucking in De La Hoya getting sued off some woman because he tried to fist a woman.
Yeah, I mean that was in one of the lawsuits. Like he fucking I don't think it was an allegation. I think like they wrote it like he did it. He stuck his fucking his fingers or something up like that up the woman's ass.
Yeah.
And played her like she was a puppet.
Jesus. Damn.
Played her like she was a puppet.
You won't want work for that fucking weirdo.
I mean, I think now is like that dude knows he's walking. He's on ice. He's on ice shells. He's on eggshells. He can't afford to mess up no more. But then like that, like how many chances do you get?
Well, Mike, it's only that he's got Canelo what's keeping him afloat, isn't he?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, because Golden Boy Golden Utensil Promotions, that's gone now. At one point, a few years back, he was quite powerful with it, wasn't he?
Yeah,
After
but that was the
snorting coke.
thing. That was the thing. So when Floyd left, slowly black fighters started to leave.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying, bro.
So when Floyd left, then all of a sudden like you start seeing more and more and more black fighters starting to leave, right? And then now, and then now they don't have that many. I don't even know if they have any black fighters
Now,
worth a damn now.
yeah. The only fighters I know to name what he's got is obviously Canelo and that Ryan Garcia. They're the only two fighters I think I know what he's got. I'm not saying he hasn't got other fighters, but only fighters what I can name or can say that I actually know that the fighters.
Mm.
And hasn't he signed with the Zone as well?
Who?
De La Hoya.
Yeah, they got to deal with the Zone.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
ain't signed to him, but they got a deal. My boy hitting the 120s. That's what I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about. My boy doing 120 dumbbells. He ain't signed to them, but he got like they got the deal to where you know, they host the fights over there, and I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Damn, that dude got 14. Damn. I'm not mad on it because like it makes it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. Like go ahead and do your thing. But it's like one of those things is like, you know, at the end of the day, Marquez Johnson, man, what's happening, baby? One of them things is like if you was working for the dude, right? In 2020, if you was working for Oscar, like his booty touched De La Hoya, right?
Yeah.
If you was working for him, right? When you think in the back of your mind, like you probably gonna have to deal with some shit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like now, granted, some people they don't have a choice. They just gotta go with the flow and all that stuff because they more worried about feeding their family than they ass getting touched. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at this whole fucking different scenarios, that'll make three people, right? That'll make that'll make two people. The woman he played like a puppet, then one of his independent contractors.
Yeah.
So that'll make two people. But then you got to think about all the shit that happened before that, and then the shit that's to come, because eventually, somebody's gonna have a video of this dude. Eventually, one of these women is gonna have a video of this motherfucker. Eventually, or somebody's gonna have a video of him slipping up, or whatever the case may be. Just like his emails came out. Eventually, there's gonna be something. And guess what? He ain't gonna get done like De La Hoya. I mean, like Devin Haney. He ain't gonna get done like him. Young Merv the Cut Man, what's happening, baby? He ain't gonna get done like that. They gonna sweep it under the rug, and I'm gonna keep saying it. It's like when a white person gets caught with some racist remarks. I don't care if it's Paula Deen. I don't care who it is. People forget about it. Yeah. But when it's a black dude, they're like, "Ooh, we finally got one. We finally got one." And nobody ever lets it go, lets it down. They keep it for what it is, and they keep recirculating it.
That's damn real talk, man.
And they keep recirculating it.
Sad ass fucking Paulie Malignaggi the day after, didn't he? Saying there's racism in boxing. There's no racism in boxing. And then on the same day, the fucking clown says that black fighters don't dominate the sport no more. That's exactly the same as, that's even worse, way fucking worse than what Devin Haney said. Devin Haney just said no white boy will beat me. Devin Haney means AKA no fucking person will beat him because he wants all smoke with everyone.
Mm.
But then fucking that clown Paulie Malignaggi comes out and says there's no racism in boxing, and then he comes out. He's a fucking bootlicker.
Yeah, but that's the thing, Laws. Like, check this out. So, Patty Mayonnaise is
mayonnaise
is fucking is Italian, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he's European, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
He's
for him
Italian
to say,
American, isn't he?
huh?
Italian American.
Well, I'm pretty sure
I'm sure one of his parents is American and one's Italian.
Well, doesn't both of them motherfuckers probably white.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he's still is still Eastern European. So you got a European dude sticking up for his own people.
Yeah.
And saying that Europeans is running boxing right in front of your fucking face.
Yeah.
A European is talking about a dude that possibly that you think that made racist remarks, and he say that your white people are running boxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they running boxing because they the networks they running boxing, right? But guess what? The champions, you're not running boxing.
Yeah. But Mike, let me touch on something there, just quickly what you said. I think that's like what the brother KQKC said. And it's a simple fact he's saying that for a simple reason that Tyson Fury has got that heavyweight belt. He's saying Europeans run boxing. I mean, the UK's not even in Europe no more. We haven't been for a while now. We've been out of Europe. But I believe that he's saying that because the belts, well, we've only just come out of Europe like a couple of weeks ago. But he's saying that because there's a white heavyweight champion. That's what I believe. Because let's not forget, Mike, to be real, Paulie Malignaggi is always over here on Sky Sports TV. He's employed by Sky TV, who employ Eddie Hearn, who have got the links with Eddie Hearn, obviously, for the boxing. So he's going to fucking say shit like what Sky want him to say. And there's been many a black fighters who have been on fucking Sky Sports, and I've never heard him really give them any praise. But the white fighters, I've heard him give them praise.
Right. I mean, but you got to, but that's the thing, and that's the reason why he keeps bouncing around and getting different contracts and stuff like that. And what's up, P? What's up, P? Pep.
I think he's having.
Yeah, he put himself on mute. I'm not with it. I don't. When Paulie Malignaggi speak, Patty Mayonnaise speak about boxing, when he's commentating or stuff like that, I don't pay attention to the damn thing he's saying. Yeah. Because the dude, Young Merv the Cutman. Can
you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yes. Yeah.
How you doing, guys, man? What's going on? What's popping?
Oh, we talking about Patty Mayonnaise real quick.
Patty Mayonnaise.
Tyrone, Young Merv the Cutman said, "What's up?" Does it let you know?
What's going on?
Yeah, Mike. End of the day, bro. Paulie Malignaggi.
Turn your mic up, Tyrone.
Paulie Malignaggi is a fucking bootlicker.
Yeah, we can hear you. It's just a little low.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
That's all he is, bro. He's an Eddie Hearn. He's paid by Eddie Hearn on Sky Sports TV. He's a bootlicker.
Salute, Young Merv. Keep boxing, everybody.
They need to find, like, look, you need to find somebody else. It's like the last thing people want to hear is that when they watching a fight, a guy that's like one way, just straight up biased. You know what I'm saying? That's the last thing, especially when we see the other side winning, because that's the commentators, you know, doing a thing, talking like that is not going to do anything for the you know, the judges. You know what I'm saying? That's just to get the public interest and stuff like that, or whoever's running the show to push their agenda and stuff like that. And I think that's fraudulent, because what happens if there is something involved to where, you know, the judges are paid off or something like that, and somebody wins that shouldn't have never fucking won. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I seriously think that these guys need to start being a little bit, and that's why I keep trying to say, like, you know, I don't think Lennox Lewis says half the shit he want to say. I don't even think he says half the shit he want to say, because I know motherfuckers the motherfuckers who gave him the job ain't gonna try to hear that. They ain't trying to hear that shit. And every time
off the box is what to say, bro. Sorry to cut you off. Just
no,
quick,
go ahead, say it.
because I think at the end of the day, Mike, a lot of it's like acting, isn't it? Boxing, especially these fucking clowns who are on the fucking commentary. I mean, the prime example is David A. When he's on Sky Sports commentating, oh yeah, AJ's the best thing since sliced bread, blah 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 blah. And then when he's on BT fucking Sports, Tyson Fury's the best thing since sliced bread, blah blah. He's scripted bullshit, man. It's scripted bullshit. Just like fucking like the Devin Haney situation. Devin Haney just said, "I won't lose to a white boy." Next thing you know, it's fucking all over the media. It's over the news over here. It's everything. He's a racist. He's a fuck off. Is he a racist? What, when Abel Sanchez said that black fighters don't sell fights? That wasn't made public or made fucking on international news around the world. That fucking Gennady Golovkin's trainer said that black fighters don't sell fights. He's fucking bullshit, man. It gets me fucking angry.
Like,
man, sorry, bro.
Like, even if you could say, even if you want to say like what Abel Sanchez had to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you want to say, well, that ain't really racist. I don't take it as being racist. I just think it's taking it as being he's the problem, the reason why black fighters ain't selling. If that's the way he feels, that he ain't been doing enough. A lot of these guys ain't been doing enough. If black fighters don't sell, why is that? Why didn't Adrian? What was up with Ward? Why is that? How come we can't really hit the root of this motherfucking problem? Huh? How come Ward is so scared to talk about blackness all the time? How come he's scared? Huh? How about we talk about that? How about we talk about Golden Utensil Promotions emails with them calling fucking Al Heyman a nigger? And there's no denying that, because guess what? It was in a fucking court case, and it came out in the court case documents, and that's how they was come out, and they can't refute it. They can't say it was fake news. They can't say it's slander. They called him a fucking Nigger and thought the shit was funny. And really thought the shit was funny.
Yeah. Who called him? Who called him a nigger?
Oscar De La Hoya and one of his cronies in the email.
Yeah, they did. That's
a couple years ago.
That's
the
right.
Thing is, America, yeah, like for some reason.
Hold on, I'll be right back. Give me a beer.
Like America is like so much behind than the UK. Like, you know, that if that happened in the UK, that would be so much unacceptable. Like, it would be outrage. Like, for some reason, people in America, like especially the white people, they can say whatever they want. Like, for some reason, like no one really.
Yeah, you're right there, bro.
People are still living like the back in the day kind of stuff. Like, it feels like America is like 50 years behind the UK. Like, no way on earth would that happen. Like, in England, like nobody says that. I haven't heard the N-word for so long. We don't even say that name. I don't even like saying the N-word, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? As a black man, I don't even say that. And I don't think you say that too, Loss.
No.
And
only when you get fucking... I don't like using the N-word, man. Very rare I ever say it, but totally understand. There's a certain, in my eyes, bro. There's a certain, I don't know, definitely an American man. You can't, like, I totally 110% agree with you. There's no way that you could have a job on the television or any kind of like high job or just any job. If you use that word over here, the M word, you're getting sacked. But they seem like they can get away with it in America, which is a damn shame.
I've been on YouTube channels like, you know, white people running one of the boxing channels. I'm not gonna name them, but they keep saying the N word so regular. I don't even watch them no more. Like, I'm thinking, why have they got the right to say the N word? And there's people in there, and I know there's a lot of racist audience in there, and they keep saying the N word as well on the chat. And I'm like, what? And that's the American channels. Like, it would never happen in England. Like, the thing is with the UK, like, we're so much further than the American. Like,
And what though?
Obviously, there's racism in the UK, like, but not the same scale.
Hey, John,
So-
James Charles,
I've got a
hold up,
question.
hold
I've
up,
got a question.
hold up. We'll get to you. Hold up though. What would you say?
I'm
I'm
Beatboxing?
white. Can I say nigger? I'm white. Can I say nigger?
No.
Man, you gotta
Hell
go,
no,
man. Why? So let me ask you
They're all
something, Charles.
niggers.
Before
They're all
you
monkeys.
before I boot you,
You
man.
little fucking.
Why do you
fuck
why do
off.
They're
you
all monkeys.
Fuck him
why do
off,
you
my
want-
little
He's
fucking
an
hold up,
monkey.
hold up.
Yo,
hold up?
That fucking
Hold up, big hold up,
shit
hold up.
off.
Let me speak. Listen, man.
Fucking monkeys. I'll monkey
Hold
your
up.
fucking mama's
Hold up,
pussy.
Laws. Listen.
Get a monkey now.
Why do you think
You're a
it's
fucking
funny?
Fuck off, Mike.
Hold up. Why do
You're a
you think
monkey.
why do you think it's okay for you to come to somebody's
Fucking
channel
You're
and then saying all
fat,
this
motherfucker.
racist bigot
Fuck
shit?
out here.
Hold up, Laws. Why do you think that's okay? For you to take your time out of your day. He's on mute right now. Take your time out of your day when you know I give an open extension to everybody.
Exactly.
No matter what they
Mike.
color or whatever the case may be. But you want to come
Exactly.
up over here, waste your time calling us out of our damn name to try to rile us up. See, you ain't gonna rile me up with it because you still here and you on mute. And
Well,
at the end of
this
the
is
day,
what
that
I'm
just
talking about,
shows.
Michael. Michael,
that
this is exactly what I'm talking about.
Hold
This
up.
guy is an American white dude, yeah, and he's talking like that.
Yes,
And this is the problem with
piece of
America.
shit.
No, that's not the problem with
It's not
America. The
about
problem,
America right
see,
now.
the thing about it is that we have freedom of speech to a certain extent. Over there, you could get fined, locked up for it. Over here, you can't. And the reason why they have it is like
Well,
that
now
is,
his mum's banging a monkey, don't we?
and the reason why they have it like that up over here is because
Banging fucker.
this is the reason why technically there's no such thing as freedom of speech. Because if somebody was to find out who's this James Charles dude, he'd be fucking fired from his fucking job. Because he
Right.
doesn't have his own business. And if he had his own business, people wouldn't show up to his job no more because they'd know who he is. See what I'm
The thing is,
saying?
when he can go behind the screen, behind obviously in his
Exactly, Pat.
his house, he's safe up there. He wouldn't say that on the streets. You know what I mean? He wouldn't say that on the streets. And this-
Keyboard fucking internet. Yeah, the little shitbag won't even show his face for starters. I'll show my face.
Yeah, but that's the reason why I don't get mad at these dudes, man. Like, because they childish, man. They want to really waste their fucking time. They really want to waste their fucking time. Come over here and say that, and then guess what? You proving everybody right. What you just did right there? You proving everybody right when it comes to
Racist.
whether or not it's boxing, because this is a boxing channel, and this dude is probably follows boxing. Most likely he follows boxing. So he already knew to come up over here and do this shit. And it's probably not the first time he said it on somebody's channel. But he's proven everybody's point.
Exactly, Mike.
And another thing as well, you know, there's a lot of black Americans. I'm not going to talk about the English ones. I'm going to talk about the black American channels, the ones that, you know, entertain these racists there. And they always slag off Deontay Wilder because they know all these racist Americans, yeah, that they like that kind of stuff. And that's how they build their channels. And they never, ever, like, you know, tackle them. And this is the thing with me. Like, that's why I never talk about Deontay Wilder. No matter how bad he gets, I will never, ever say something bad about him. Because that way I'm catering for these fucking racist people. You know what I mean? And giving them platform. And look at this guy. He's got the guts and the nerve to come on here and say a nigger in front of our faces.
Deontay Wilder's a brother, whether you like him or not. He's a brother.
Exactly.
But
That's why when he
because
lost,
he's a brother don't mean that. Yeah, you know what I mean.
when he lost, I didn't even celebrate. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of people celebrating and stuff like that. Why are they celebrating for?
Pep, at the end of the day, bro, I'm just a boxing fan. I ain't got nothing. My mother's white, bro. My mother's white and my dad's Jamaican. So I'm half caste, I'm half breed, whatever you want to call me. I'm mixed race, whatever.
But even though you're mixed race, they're still gonna call you black.
I'm proud of who I am. I'm not a racist person. I'll never have anyone say anything against white people. I'd never sit up here and slag white people off. I'd never sit up here
Lost.
slag brothers off. And
Even though like you're mixed race, even though your mom's white, you're still gonna be classed as black in front of the white people. They will always see you as a black man, regardless of if your mom's white. And that's what they're gonna be doing.
But what I'm trying to say, bro, I would never sit up here and fucking slag any fucking race off. It don't matter what you are, whether you're black, brown, purple, fucking green, whatever, yellow. It don't matter. End of the day, we're all human beings. We all bleed the same blood. We all breathe the same air. So for a fucking sad little footwear like that to come out, like Mike said, to take your time and come to a boxing channel and say you're all monkeys. People like that, narrow-minded, fucking immature.
Hold up, look what we got. Look what we got. So Adrian.
Listen. How come she black?
What'd you say?
How come she blacks and calls crackers?
Keep him on, Mike.
Kind of like Norwegian or something like that.
You know that guy, yeah?
No.
That guy that just spoke, yeah?
I'm not even gonna entertain that.
No,
He is. That guy, yeah, he can't even speak English for starters, yeah. And the second thing, yeah, like they want to call like I was
New Zealand or Australian.
I was listening to BFTB about a week ago, and he was saying like monkeys are not even black. If you shave the hair of a monkey, it's white. So technically, a monkey is a white. So
thing is, though, Pep, sorry to jump in, bro. Where do monkeys come from? We're all the fucking the monkeys are our ancestors. We're all fucking every human being comes from a fucking monkey, comes from a caveman. Watch how the monkey developed into the caveman, into the human being. So to be called a fucking monkey when apes are our ancestors is fucking dumb.
I can't believe all these racist people coming in the channel. I don't even know how they found it. Like there's right now.
If you watch any wildlife programs, right, bro? I watch wildlife programs. Like, just say David Attenborough for starters is a UK a wildlife thing. He always says, where do human beings come from? Our ancestors are apes. Why do you think that apes fucking do things like what we can do? We go back thousands and thousands of years ago. We all come from apes. So for a white person to sit up here and say you're all monkeys, how fucking dumb is that?
This is the thing with these people. These people are so unintelligent, so dumb that they come over here calling like us names. Because you know why? This is the only platform they can do because they can't do it on the street. I'm telling you that now. I don't know what happens in America, but they can definitely not say that in the UK. 100%. And this is what pisses me off. Like, this is the only platform on the internet, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, that they can come up and say the N-word and call us monkeys. And do you know what I mean? Like,
facts, Pep.
That's why, like, I'm not even gonna get wind up about it because this is the internet, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, this internet, you know what I mean? These kids are probably either they're kids or they're like little, like old men or whatever. But I don't know, man. I don't really want to get wind up about it, to be honest. It's internet at the end of the day. They wouldn't do that in real life.
Thing is, though, Pep, it's damn shame, man, that 2020 and there's still racist ass motherfuckers out there. Damn shame, man.
It's the internet, though, isn't it? Like, at the end of the day, that guy that spoke just now, yeah, his sister is probably getting banged up by a black guy anyway. You know what I mean?
Thanks, Pat.
Because you know why? Like the more racist people you see, yeah, like their daughters and all that, they will go to a black guy because they're always gonna go against their family, innit? Do you know what I mean? So let them let them being racist while their mothers and their sisters getting fucked by a black guy anyway. It's as simple as
Tell you what, though, Pep, you're damn right, man. The US has got a serious racial problem compared to over here. You don't hear, we don't, honestly, Mike, no shit, man. You don't hear that fucking very rare. Must be over 20 years ago last time I ever heard anyone say nigger.
Well, it's because there's legal consequences. You know what I'm saying? There's straight up legal consequences. Like over here, it's like you can be out in public and get caught saying this shit, right? You might get fired from your job. You might not get fired from your job. But guess what? There's a job for you to get because guess what? There's closet racists out there that don't give a fuck about it. You know?
And when Devin Haney says like, "Oh, a white boy's not gonna beat me," now exactly I get what he's saying now. Do you know why? Because I have to understand how the American way is. Like at the end of the day, there's so much anger and so much, like black Americans are really, really angry and they get treated so like unfairly. Like I can understand why Devin Haney feels like that way. Maybe a black guy from the UK might not feel like that because we don't suffer the way black people in America suffer. Exactly. And now I totally understand why people like that feel like that. Do you know what I mean? And for him to apologize, I don't even know why he apologized. Just stick with it, man.
Yeah.
That pissed me off as well when he apologized on Twitter. Somebody's obviously told him to apologize. And I feel pissed off. He shouldn't apologize now. And now like we look like idiots now. You know what I mean?
Do you know what? I watched BFT. I don't like name calling, but I watched BFTB the other night, and he was doing a thing on racist remarks or marks what were made against different nationalities, countries, blah blah blah. And when he pulled up the famous old fucking poster of Alan Minter saying, "I would never lose my title to a black man," and it was when Alan Minter, 1981 or 1980, when he fought Marvelous Marvin Hagler. And no one said anything about that.
I was watching that commentary actually last night. Yeah, he said that. Yeah, and apparently Minter, he said that he's meant to say that, but he's lying. Yeah. He's lying.
Hold up, fellas. We got a Jimmy Garcia up over here. Let's see what he got to say.
Mike, but it's not even that what Alan Minter what Marvelous Marvin Hagler went through to fight fucking Alan Minter. You go back and watch the fight. When Marvelous Marvin Hagler beat Alan Minter, not only did Minter say that he would never lose his title to a black man, when Marvelous Marvin Hagler beat him, the crowd threw fucking bottles, coins, and chairs in the ring at fucking Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
And they took his celebration away that night. He couldn't even celebrate it.
Yeah, he had to get protected off.
That was his first time that he won the title
out of the fucking ring. Because all the fucking crowd were throwing coins and chairs and bottles and everything at him.
They took his moment away from him because that was the first time he won the title. And look what they done to him.
Yeah.
And that was back then. You know what I mean?
Okay, we got a Jimmy Garcia in the house. Jimmy Garcia, how you doing today?
These are all fucking monkeys.
Yep.
That was a British guy, that was a British guy, innit?
No, like he wasn't British.
He could have been
like
no. But I have a question though. It's like, he
wasn't British, man.
Why do you? This is the real thing. It's like my thing says boxing talk with the fellas. Now anybody out there could be a fella out there. Yeah, you ain't got to be a dude, but you just somebody to come on over here and talk some boxing. And I always like to leave it open and let people to come in and step over here. You know what I'm saying? Because some of these guys probably just need to get their feet wet with just talking. They probably just want to make their own channel and stuff like that. And probably become successful as some people just need their feet wet. You know what I'm saying? But, I don't know why you want to squander a good thing. Like you could have came on here and questioned me about some of the things I said in the past or whatever the case may be. Or, we could have had a conversation about something with another boxer, and you could have probably, had a one up on me or something like that. But obviously, you can't do that. But what you can do is you could come over here and then just start on off jump. Just okay, we got an El Jefe, which means boss, but we're gonna see what he got to say. El, how you doing?
What's going on, Michael? What's going on, fellas on the panel, man? First time being here, bro. Appreciate for having me on, bro.
Oh yeah, likewise. So how you finding the channel, my friend?
Just boxing lives, bro. I look at the people that are live, man, talking boxing. Each time I got a little bit of time, bro, I'm usually on the roads, bro. I like to listen in, bro, and chime in, man. That's how I found the channel.
Okay, because I had to ask Ben because we had a couple of racist guys come over here, just start calling people monkeys and everything off rip. So
I think
nah, bro. I don't do that. I got a channel, man. You guys can check out my channel. I do content also.
I'll have it. I think I see on Unrivaled channel. Yeah, I think he's all right. El Jefe is cool.
Yeah, bro. Unrivaled, man. Unrivaled go back and forth, man. Sometimes, I have difference of opinions, bro, and sometimes we could agree to disagree, bro. That's boxing, bro.
Nothing wrong with that.
I know you like your Mexican fighters. I know you support your Mexican fighters, and there's nothing wrong with that. I totally respect that.
Yeah, bro. I support my Texas and my Mexican fighters, bro. So, but I ain't biased, bro. Like if they get their ass whooped, they get their ass whooped, bro. It's boxing, man.
No, ain't nobody. I don't care. I don't care if you bias.
I'll be back in a minute.
I don't care if you bias and stuff like that, man. I just care about if you just really care about boxing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I care about boxing, man.
Because some of these guys out here, man, is like, they know they fighter is wrong and stuff like that, and they won't admit nothing, or they everything about that boxer kind of like some of these guys with Trump.
Yeah,
they
bro.
can't do no wrong. You know what I'm saying? I
think with my mind, bro, not my heart. So I agree with you on that.
Right, but ain't nothing wrong with the heart part, but I just hate it when people make things a little bit uncivil. We got a Larry Merchant in here. How you doing, Larry Merchant?
Is them bananas your chin? Like monkeys.
Yeah, okay.
I knew that was gonna be a racist guy because the name Larry Merchant.
Yeah, Larry. I figured it too, but I just wanted.
Bro, I think it's the same group of people because I always I get people trolling in and out. It's a new dude named Chad Mullen, some shit like that. So you guys, if you see him in the comments, ban that dude.
I don't know. Laws probably remember that. I think we did. Laws and Tyrone, they got a good memory. I don't. So they probably remember a Chad Mullen. Tyrone, you remember a Chad Mullen?
I was just downstairs talking to my brother about that. I remember the guy. He was talking to people in our chat here, like, "Oh, salute Tyrone, salute so and so Jacob Jennings. How are you, Lawrence Williams? How's life?" It turns out his profile pic was basically a photo of him sat laid back and his penis was erect and he had it upside down.
Yeah, okay, I remember that shit, Tyrone.
Catch it on the algorithm. I couldn't believe it. I had to double take because you told me. You're like, you said, Tyrone, something's wrong with that picture. This guy's a troll. I said, no, he sounds nice. I looked at the picture. I said, oh my God.
Yeah, Chad Mullen's been going
bro,
around.
He be jumping on Chaz doing like homosexual shit, man, like doing noises and shit, bro. So I just deleted that.
To believe it.
Yeah, because today the only thing we talked about the Mike Tyson, what he had to say. Evander Holyfield chimed in on that too. David Haye talking about coming back too. Winner of Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. A couple of other things we talked about. We talked about an article that I got to go back and read it because I didn't even see if that was actually true. What was it? Something about Oscar De La Hoya saying that Devin Haney can get Ryan Garcia only if he's the mandatory. But I skimmed through the article, but I didn't see it. I didn't see Oscar being quoted saying that. So I just skipped that shit real quick. And there was something else that Laws wanted to talk about. think it was like a Leo Santa Cruz fight. He wanted to talk about that was talked about earlier on KQKC's live stream. I think maybe Friday, today's Saturday. But you got something you want to talk about, man? Since you new over here?
Oh, bro. Well, not really, bro. I was gonna chime in on what y'all speaking of, bro, because you know boxing's been kind of dead right now, bro, since this whole coronavirus situation. But
Yeah.
well, how do you feel about the whole Terrence Crawford saying that he needs extra money to fight in front of people, in front of no people in an arena? How do you guys feel about that?
I think it depends on what he heard behind closed doors on how much money they think they're gonna make off those fights. And then not only that is how much is Terrence Crawford making right now? See what I'm saying? Because if the contract that I seen from Terrence Crawford was the contract before he re-upped with Top Rank, and he wasn't making that much money. It was in a tier. It was like your first fight you get this, your second fight you get this, your third fight you get this, your fourth fight you get this. See what I'm saying? There wasn't no percentage. The only percentage he was getting off of the gate. He wasn't getting no percentage off of the views or off of the pay-per-view. So I can understand what he's talking about, because if he's not getting that much money right now, now you talking about all this stuff. Now you talking about risking him getting this COVID-19 because now he has to get in with his camp. His camp should receive a little bit more money than usual because they might get sick, and usually those guys are a little bit older. So, you know, it's all rolling in one. You probably are. And then how much you gonna charge? You gonna have it on regular Showtime? You gonna have it on the Zone? You gonna have it on ESPN? You gonna have it on what? And how much you gonna charge people? Or are you gonna charge people at all? See what I'm saying? Because
yeah, bro. Because I don't understand, bro. In my opinion, I don't know. I don't understand why he's asking for. Like, I do understand, but it makes no sense, bro. Because we're going into an economical depression, bro. Like, people don't have the money that they used to have, bro. Because a lot of people, you know, are without jobs and shit, bro. And boxing needs to come back, bro, just to give these dudes some sort of paycheck, bro. Because these dudes are living from paycheck to paycheck, bro. So
well,
him saying that he needs people in the arena, bro, to get paid more, it makes no sense in my opinion.
Well, Terrence Crawford ain't living paycheck to paycheck, but he ain't getting what Errol Spence is getting. See what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
And I can understand what he's saying is like they already looked at the numbers. That's the reason why Dana White was thinking about it. That's the reason why everybody else is thinking about doing it, because they already looked at the numbers. They probably thinking they're gonna do more than what they did before this without the corona. They probably already looking at the figures. You see what I'm saying? And he's in the know to know this stuff. Well, he should be, but I would assume if somebody's willing to have a fight right now, they've been looking at the numbers, and there's a lot of money involved for them to do it, because it's an associated risk that you're gonna have to factor into making this fight. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes sense on that point, bro. But I don't know, man. Like the UFC it's gonna be without no fans, right? The card they have in May. I don't know if people follow the UFC.
Well, I when it happens, it happens. You know what I'm saying? When it happens, it happens. They got to find a place to do it. Everybody ain't with it. Everybody ain't with. Tyrone jumped off. Okay, I got to make sure when Tyrone come back on, let me know. You know, they already had some cancellations. They got fighters out there talking about it. You got governors, you got mayors talking about it. They're gonna have to find a state that's gonna allow them to do it. That's why I think they was looking for like a little island or something like that. Well, that one island they were trying to figure it was still U.S. territory, so that wouldn't even matter. So they're gonna have to find something that people is gonna allow that fight to happen.
The thing is, though, UFC is completely different because most of the time UFC's, I believe their fights are on pay-per-views. So, you know, technically they don't really need the crowd to make the money. So they're already making the money anyway with the sponsors and all the other stuff.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying.
They rely on the public really when it comes to, like, you know, the lesser fights. You know, I'm not talking about the mega fight. So yeah, in terms of even boxing, they can do behind scenes, but it's not the same anyway. With UFC, I don't think they need the crowd as much as the boxing. I think the boxing lifts off the crowd, the fighters lift off the crowd. You know what I mean? Everyone cheering and the atmosphere, the energy. I mean, it's completely different, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Well, the UFC is different in an aspect where there's a lot of things different in.
But if anything, the UFC usually has more crowd, bro, than boxing, man.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Well, that's because of how they host their events. You know what I'm saying? You don't have you know they created a reputation. Boxing did have a reputation, but then the reputation ends up squandering the reputation. See what I'm saying? You can't if you got nothing but slobber knockers the whole night, then all of a sudden you just want to put on Wilder versus King Kong, and then look at your undercard.
Yeah.
It's
Trash.
unheard of. It's unheard of. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing for all these other boxers. It's unheard of. It's supposed to be $80, 75 to 85, what? To 95? What was it? 75 to it's usually 75, 85 bucks, right? Pay-per-view for boxing, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, hold up. Okay. And then you want fans to go up in that motherfucker, right? And then you go up in there, it's like a whole bunch of people that you don't even know their name. And then it's like not even you don't know their name, the fights aren't that good.
And another example as well is the Wilder Fury 2. That was like disgrace in terms of the undercard.
Well,
the undercard was rubbish.
Well,
you know,
I don't think they could. They could have got the undercard, but it seems like everybody's worried about being their own pay-per-view star and shit like that, which is.
And that was the problem because you know why? All these fans that were watching the fights, most of them were like UFC fans as well. So imagine if the undercard was so good, like these fans will come back and watch another boxing, but all they're gonna do is like they're only gonna come back when there's like a big events. So now they're not gonna come back when someone like the lesser fighters fight, like someone like.
I put it like this: they could have put Tank and Clarissa Shields on. They could have tried to get Clarissa Shields and Tank to be on the undercard, or even they could have had Wilder and Clarissa Shields her last fight as a co-main event. And then have Tank
or even one of the Charlos could have been on that undercard as well. One of the Charlo brothers, they could have been on the undercard. You know what I mean? Like some exciting fighters, not like Charles Washington and Charles Martin. Come on, man.
I mean, that was an interesting fight for the boxing fans to see if Gerald Washington was the fighter that he was that he should live up to be, and then it was also a thing for Charles Martin because. If he would have lost against, Gerald Washington, that would have been, a little that would have hurt his feelings a lot. As far as him trying to get back into gear and try to go for another shot at the heavyweight championship title. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was a pretty good fight. Meat Laws and Tyrone, we talked about it a few times, went back and forth and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. We got a Manny Novada, I think that's what it says. Novada Pacquiao. What's up, man? Oh yeah, you left already. Okay, cool.
Another racist thing. Another racist probably.
It most likely was, but
same person, man.
If he's not a racist and stuff like that, my bad, man. But we just been having a nice spurt of racist people coming on here.
When you see names like that, you expect the worst, to be honest, innit?
Yeah, I was expecting the worst, but I was just giving people the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? Because even though they are racist and stuff like that, they proving the point around here. My shit says boxing. My shit, the title was what? Boxing Talk with the Fellas, right? And so you this is a boxing channel, right? And then you come up over here, and then you want to start, giving your heart out how you really feel.
Stormy's here. My bad.
Yeah. You want to get on Stormy? That's the reason why I don't get mad and stuff like that when I hear that shit, because I didn't even see them. Thanks, Laws. I don't get mad or nothing like that when I see these racists come around and they start saying this shit, because they proving my point. You know what I'm saying? it's
And
like,
that's the thing with the internet. Like, you know, this is the internet. That's the only time when they could be racist. Like, I'm sure out in open in America, I'm sure they will never say that to your face, Michael, because of course you're gonna kick their ass.
well, they probably, depending on who it is, they probably would just to get a check. You know what I'm saying? Some of these guys, they know what they doing when they saying what they saying. They trying to get a reaction out of somebody or something like that, trying to get, and that's like I was going to say. It's like you proving my point. Like there is racism in boxing, whether or not you like it or not, whether or not you want it around, whether or not you want it talked about, or wherever
And
the case may be.
when the LDBC came out first, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, the LDBC, they're racist. This is that." And you know what? The LDBC is the opposite. LDBC is fighting against racism, and they're trying to stop the racism in boxing. And all these people
Yo,
trying to
Michael Johnson, man.
reverse about the racism about LGBTQ, this is that. You know what I mean? I'm glad the LGBTQ is around because they're the ones that are fighting against these people, the racist people on the internet. And they never give black fighters any credit. They never do. And when they give the black fighters credit, they're just using them anyway. For example, Wilder against AJ, they were using Anthony Joshua. Now, a lot of these fans now, they're Tyson Fury fans now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because the white guy is winning now. So they don't need Anthony Joshua anymore. Do you know what I mean? So they just like Terence Matt Crawford, they're now pretending that they're supporting Terence Matt Crawford, but not really, because they want to go against the LDBC. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how it's been. We got a Manny Novada Pacquiao, Manny Novada. What you got to say,
There's
man?
no racism in boxing. There's no racism in boxing.
So have you how long? So how did you find my channel?
Type in boxing and I find your channel.
Okay.
There's no racism in boxing, man.
Okay. So
Prove it.
So can I say something though with that?
Cool.
Okay. So we just had about 4 people come on my channel on this live and start calling me all kind of NIGGERs and stuff like that, calling me all kind of monkeys. And then not only with that, why is people out there calling? Why is people out there in their emails, private emails, calling Al Heyman a NIGGER?
So listen, is it okay if you call me a cracker? Like if you call me a cracker, is that all right?
Well, hold up, I got this. So when you call somebody that word, right? And I don't use those words on my channel and stuff like that. And I don't use them point blank period. And Laws D knows that. I don't like Laws D know that I don't like any type of racial words on my channel like that. And even if you were to use that word and stuff like that, you have to take the notion of when somebody's calling somebody the C word, they're not trying to, that's not a word used to degrade somebody or to dispel somebody because of the color of their skin. When you call somebody an NIGGER, you are saying you are basically trying to tell them is that you are subhuman. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how comes black people can call their own black people niggers then?
No. See, that's it's NIGGA. See, first of all, we can all day. See what I'm saying? And not get fired from our job. A white person say it and they don't get fired from their job. That's why. And then not only with that, we're not saying it to sit up over here and to grade and basically say that you are subhuman. See what I'm saying? We're not saying it to call each other subhumans. When somebody is off color, right? Translucent white, right? It's calling somebody an NIGGER to their face. They're saying it to call them subhuman. And usually it's said within a heated discussion or when somebody says something that somebody doesn't like, and then guess what? Their real feelings come out.
Michael, let me ask this guy a question. Listen, do you live in America?
No, I live in Ireland.
Oh, you live in Ireland. So why do you have
Ireland?
Northern
You
Ireland.
should know better than, bro.
Tell them
So-
why, Laws.
So are you racist when you're in Northern Ireland? Do you say like niggas to black people? Is that what you do?
The very few of them I say land word at them. I don't see why not.
Right, okay. So, did the brother does say he calls black people niggers over in Ireland?
The very few of them though.
Right. Okay. Yeah, there's very few of them over there in Ireland. But what what makes you have the right to call black people niggers?
Why not? What's gonna happen?
Okay.
I'm gonna get arrested for calling them a nigger.
Right. All right. So if I was to call you a fucking paddy, is that not racist to you?
I don't care. Like I don't care.
No.
Tell me what you want. I don't care.
No, I'm not
Wait,
saying.
wait.
That's
What,
fine.
Hold on.
Listen. Why do you hate black people
Just
so much?
one sec, Pep.
Why do you hate black people?
No, one
I
sec.
don't hate
Pep.
black people. I don't hate black people.
Right.
Then why do
Okay.
you
You
hate them?
don't- So right, okay, you don't hate black people, but you call black people niggers. But what I'm saying to you is, if I call you a paddy, is that not racist to you?
But I don't care though. I don't care if you call me a paddy.
Yeah, but what I know, I'm not saying that you don't care, but I'm not. What I'm saying is that not racist to me call another Irishman a paddy. Then I'm English, right? So if I call, see, did he drop off, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Listen, that guy, he's a crazy guy. He's
My question is, Mike, over here in the 80s and the 70s and the 60s and the early 2000s, the Northern Ireland Troubles, right? Well, not me, but English people used to call fucking Irish people paddies, bomb chuckers, fucking IRA scum and shit like that. So what I was trying to say to you is me as an Englishman, if I called you a paddy, is that not racist? Because in my eyes, for me to call an Irishman a paddy is racist. So why can you call black people niggers? But he didn't want to answer the question because all he kept saying.
No, he answered it. He answered it.
No,
He
all
basically-
he kept saying was, "I don't care. I don't care."
Yeah,
Yeah, but-
because nobody popped him in his damn mouth. That's why. That's exactly why.
There's a
It's like-
difference
it's like
between
he's
not
walking
caring
around- No, he's
and
walking
what
around
he
saying that to people.
means, though.
He's walking around saying it to people that don't care. But the thing about it is that he knows that as soon as somebody pop him in his mouth, he gonna go tell.
Yeah.
So he feel like he got the right and he's entitled to say whatever the hell he want to say up over there. But as soon as somebody
Yeah,
pop him in his damn mouth, you know what I'm saying? He gonna be
Michael.
crying like a little bitch.
Michael, you don't know the island there. There's like, I don't even think there's that many black people there. And if there's like black people, there's like few like refugees like from Africa and stuff like that. So there's not a lot of black people in there. Like with England there, the UK, there used to be a lot of racism, yeah, back in the 70s, 80s, even early 90s and all that. But what we done is we fought so hard, like we fought like physically, like we done so much to fight against racism, yeah, literally.
Blacks came over here in the 60s.
A black guy got killed back in the 90s called Steve Lawrenson, yeah? Stephen Lawrenson. He got killed by like about 8 white guys, yeah? He was basically on his own, yeah? They chased him, they found him, and they killed him just because he
He
was
walked
black.
his girlfriend home and they chased him to a bus shelter and stabbed him to death.
And ever since, basically, like we've been fighting so hard, like we don't stand for racism when it comes to the UK. Like, and of course, there's still racism, but it's institutional racism. They will never say to your face the N-word. They will never say like any racism things to you in your face. And that's why like this Northern Ireland, like I don't think Northern Ireland, a lot of black people have been there. So what I see is like racism, like we have to like literally physically teach them lessons. That's how I see it in life. Like you have to like physically like teach them a lesson. And like where I live in Bristol, it used to be racist as well in England. And now it's not racist anymore because there's a lot of black people. We had to fight for our freedom. Literally, like even in the early 2000s, there was still racism.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like you literally have to fight. And these people, the only way you can get racism out is by fighting them like physically. And I hate to say that, but you know, the government ain't gonna do nothing about it. These people, you have to put fear in them. Like you have to literally put fear in them. And that's how it is.
Storm B man, I see you over there hanging tight, man.
How you guys doing, man? Thank you for allowing me to come on.
Oh man, I don't know why you keep saying that like it's a problem.
No. I'm just, you know, I show respect to everybody, man. It's
Nah,
like,
you ain't gotta say that up over here, man.
But, I have something to offer on that.
But
on that
just
guy that
before you
just
cook,
fell
I just
off.
want to give you a rundown. No, so for some odd reason, man, it's been like 5-6 dudes come around here. They don't type in the comment section, Story B man. They just, type in the link, and then when I go to the comment section and try to find a name, they gone. So I was just giving you that rundown.
No, okay. Yeah, when I typed in, I had only been on for like a minute. So when I typed into the chat, I had just come in. When I said, "Hey, it's too dark in here. Need some white face up in here." So, you know me, I'm ignorant.
You got your paint on? You got your face paint on? I'm joking.
Yeah, I got my face paint on.
Got some white gloves on.
But for some reason, this won't come off. It's been on me all my life. So I'm doing something wrong.
Go on, Tony. Go on, bro.
No, what I was going to say about that guy that just fell off there, when he said he don't care, it's not a matter of him caring or not. The idea of it is to acknowledge that it's inappropriate. And so what you're saying to me, if you don't care, you are siding with the fact that any inappropriateness directed at my people or any people of my ilk or appearance or what have you,
yeah,
you have no respect for that. So if you have no respect for that, I damn sure ain't gonna return respect to you.
Yeah.
But I might be inclined to go upside your head, because if you don't watch what comes out your mouth, I will definitely be on the spot to make you pay for what comes out your mouth.
Yes, sir.
And they ain't mad at that.
Some people have to be shown. It's not about putting fear in anyone. It's not. Because if it was about fear, they wouldn't do it in the first place. Because they do fear you, you see? But it's ignorance. And those who are allowed to be ignorant and not have to pay for their ignorance, that's why it proceeds, you see, and commences. So you have to stop it. You have to cease it each and every chance you get. And we talk about the sport of boxing. That's a wonderful place to get it started.
Yeah.
I tell you all the time, and I've dropped hints. I've said it directly. I've said it indirectly. Anytime you get a chance in that ring to send messages, you should do it. Because every time when one of them get in the ring, you better believe all the support, all of the backing, everything that goes along is always predicated on that.
Yeah.
You see it every time a match is made. It's like, well, I'm going with him because he's Mexican and I'm Mexican. I'm going with him because that's our country, Ireland. I'm an Irishman. I'm going with him because I'm from Australia like he is. No one ever wants to go with you and you black.
Yeah.
Because you're good. Huh? Because you're good. They don't want to go with you because you're black. How short-sighted is that? Look at what has transpired since Deontay Wilder lost that fight to Tyson Fury. Oh, the disrespect that has come through this situation.
Yeah.
And I had said in a pre-fight show with brothers on the panel, I had said, I hope Deontay knows the significance of this fight going in. And at the end of the day, I don't know that he did, but he damn sure knows now. Because sometimes we do give breaks because it's in us. You know, we are a compassionate people. We are God's people. And that's what happens when you have that in you. It's just a natural thing to not necessarily be evil. But we have endured evil since time. But we still here. That's how you know we God's people. You understand? So when you look at it for what it is, Deontay took everything on his shoulders as a people's champion. And when he lost, look at how the people did him. You see? There's a lesson in that, a tremendous lesson. This doesn't mean he can't come back and get what he had. This doesn't mean that that's the end of anything, but it's a lesson, and you have to take lessons to heart, because sometimes what you've learned may have to come into play in how you deal going forward. That's what I have to offer on that.
Stormy, do you think we're all God's people, though?
We all? Hell no. Not all. That's just like you have family, right? You have a family line, a lineage, a tree. And then there are people who entered the family, but they're not really your family. You may have taken them on by marriage, by adoption, by, you know, a means outside of it naturally being your bloodline. Your bloodline is your bloodline. And there may be people who have mixed into your bloodline, but that don't make them your people.
Yeah, I understand that, but I mean, what I meant though, Stormy, is do you not think that that we're all, when we're all born into this world, we're all God's people anyway? Because we're all different race, nationality, and whatever. But at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We all breathe the same air, and we all bleed the same blood.
We have people here that have similar characteristics and traits that mimic the original man.
Yeah.
However, that doesn't make them as the original man. There is evil and larceny in certain people.
Oh yeah, for real. Yeah.
They are not of your ilk.
Excuse me.
They are not. And you have to be careful with mixing in and blending and everything, because it produces something else. It's just like you could have a can of white paint. You drop a dab of black in that white paint, it's no longer white paint, right?
Yeah.
No longer. But what happens if you drop a dab of white in the black paint?
It still stays black, yeah.
You're damn right.
Yeah.
So just because you could cut someone open and they have the same similar organs and blood and things like that, that don't make them like you.
Yeah, I see
Because,
that point. Yeah.
you know, we exist. Listen, we exist on several levels, but most people acknowledge basically one, and that's the physical. Okay? But you have a mental and a spiritual. How many people walk in the spirit? Not very many. But when you talk about people who have compassion, people who have consideration and respect for others, that spiritual connection is strong. When you have those who want to separate, put enmity between, and want to see someone gone and put them down and put their foot on them, there's nothing spiritual about that unless you want to adhere to it being evil spirit.
Yeah.
So
The reason why I said that, sorry, Mike, just quickly. The reason why I said that, Stormy, is do you not believe that we're all God's children? Is the reason because I'm mixed race. My dad's Jamaican, my mother's English, and so I'm half caste and mixed race. And my son is the same. His mother's white, and I'm half caste. So my son really is quarter caste. But the reason why I said that, Stormy, is because I was brought up on the principles of my mother and father of believing, especially my dad, because my dad's quite religious, but my mum isn't. But my dad's quite religious. But I was brought up on the principles of believing the simple fact that it doesn't matter what race or what color you are or what background you're from, that we're all God's children, we're all equal. And then obviously you can decide what path you go in life. But that I was always brought up to believe that we're all the same, we all breathe the same. Obviously we're not all the same, but we're all God's children. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I was brought up to believe. Be proud of what you are and where you come from. Don't try to be somebody you're not. You just do you are, if you know what I mean.
Okay, so we got another guy in here. Let's see what he got to say. What you got to say, man?
Like the name?
Say again.
My name?
No, what you got to say? Like you want to talk about boxing or
Prove it wrong.
what you
Prove
gotta-
my name wrong. It is race driven, isn't it?
No, I'm not reading. I'm
LDBC.
not reading your name, man, because I just
I
want to
was
see.
playing the LDBC is real fact.
Okay,
That's a
so
fact.
how
You
is
see-
that?
How are they not? How are they not race driven? Tell me.
No, you tell me. Like you chose to name
Prove it wrong.
yourself.
Prove it wrong.
This is the same guy who's come back about 8 times with different accounts.
I know it is, Laws. I know it is.
Just
Um,
sad.
So, what do you got to say, man? Like, you gonna talk about boxing, or you gonna try to say what you got to say? You know what I'm saying?
These are all monkeys. These are
See,
Yeah,
fingers, Mike.
I
this
had
is
him
what-
already.
Mike, this is what I'm trying to say. That, like you were earlier on the ad, that you've got sad people on a Saturday night over here in the UK. I mean, to me, a Saturday night is an enjoyment night, whether you're watching a movie or you're having a few beers or you're chilling, whatever. To keep making fucking different accounts just to come on and say a few words, racist words, and oh man, I don't know.
I mean,
I don't believe in entertaining such foolishness, but at the same time, the reason that a conversation over race matters could be had is because it matters. See, that's the whole thing. And to Laws, to what you were saying, that everybody being God's people, and even in your own personal situation, you have cross ethnicities in your background. There's nothing wrong with something like that. What's wrong is taking the idea of that because you have that or whatever, that everybody should have it, because that's very unrealistic. There are people who are very condemning. Now the thing about their condemning, that's their problem, because you choose to be in love who you choose to be in love with. So it's like, that's nobody else's business but yours.
Yeah.
But there is a vibe out there. There is a manner of behavior that some people want to control everything. A buddy of mine used to always say, they got meat hanging out of their mouth, but want something off of your plate. Huh? And it's really ridiculous. You ever seen babies when they're really small, they sucking on a lollipop or got a piece of candy or something in their hand, just enjoying it, and another child walk past and got an ice cream cone, and they want to throw theirs down, and now they want the ice cream cone.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
It's the nature of man to be that way. But it's also the responsibility of man to teach against that.
Exactly.
So when you see the behavior as adults, you know who and where and what cloth they've been brought from and who has done the teaching.
Yeah. That's what I mean, OG, because like I say, my son is mixed race, and he goes to a white predominant school just because of the area where he lives. But one thing I've always said to my son is two things I've always said to him. Number one, if I ever find out that you're bullying anyone, I'll thrash the living daylights out of you because I will not stand for bullying. And number two, if I ever find out that you're being racist to anyone, then I'll thrash the living daylights out of you. But at the same time, I've always said to you, don't be a fucking clown and stand there and let somebody call you this, that, and the other under the sun, the names under the sun. If you feel that you're threatened or you feel that they're putting you down, then by all means, you do something about it. And the same being, if someone's bullying you, don't be afraid to strike them. But I do not condone you using any racist words or using any type of bullying. But at the same time, I don't condone you standing there and taking it just because you're afraid. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And that's just how I was brought up in this world. I cannot stand racist people and I cannot stand bullies. And that fucking sad fucker, he just keeps coming up making 10,000 fucking different accounts. You're all monkeys, you're all this. We're here to talk boxing. And that's all. And that's all it is.
That guy is like obviously behind the screen, you know, he's on the internet. He can say what he wants on the internet, but I'm sure like if he came to like England, because like Northern Ireland, even though it's part of the UK, it's not really the UK really, because
No.
they got their own separate rules and all that sort of stuff. There's not that many black people there. And yeah, Northern Ireland is behind, you know. I would say there's probably more racism there because there's more white people there. And I don't know, man. These racist people, they're just dumb, innit? Like that's the way I see it. I don't take them serious, and I don't want to give them the day of the time, to be honest. But we can talk about boxing. We can talk about. Were you guys talking about David Haye earlier? Wanted to fight the winner against AJ Fury.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's up, Michael?
Oh, what's up, Battle Rifle?
Nothing much. What's up, Stormy? Wise? P-Boxing?
Salute.
What's up, man?
Salute, what's good?
Y'all hear Mike Tyson probably coming back?
Yeah, we talked about that earlier, but yeah, you know, he said a lot of things back in the past, like, you know, he doesn't want to box no more. You know, boxing makes him into a violent person and he don't want to deal with that person no more. And, you know, it could be possibly somebody think it's a good thing for him to do. You know, he got his own thing, smoking that ganja with the fellas and stuff like that. And, you know, he's doing, you know, he did his own thing with the theater shit. So now, you know, I don't know if it could be a thing. It's just all convenient. Like, people got time on the extra time on their hands to sit back and you know, look at their life and stuff like that, because, you know, they ain't even going to work and shit like that. So, you know, it's just all convenient for, you know, a lot of people out there to just, you know, want to all of a sudden, you know, talk about, you know, what they could have, should have, would have done and what they gonna do and stuff like that to other fighters. And, you know, it's just all convenient, you know, but it's a byproduct of the COVID-19, what Mike Tyson had to say, because Mike Tyson had years to say shit like that. Mike Tyson had years to do things like that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it seemed like Evander is not gonna say no to that, because Evander was out there saying, you know, he put on his Twitter with a question mark, you know, Tyson versus Holyfield 3 with a question mark. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure Evander ain't he'd take that little exhibition sparring match, you know, you know, but it is what it is, man. If he comes back and wants to do this charity thing, you know, yeah, people, if it's against Vander, yeah, I might want to see it and stuff like that, just to see who's still got what they, you know, got. Let's see who got more than what the other person has, because some of these guys ain't got nothing no more. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got no more juice in the tank.
The thing is, though, I got nothing against that if they want to fight, because you know, at the end of the day, they're gonna make money for themselves, and
Fucking
he's
Sam.
not going back again.
He came under main event Mark name.
Oh my, there's main event. Mark is famous, man. He was on Somebody made
Main event, Mark.
Somebody just did it to him right now.
Wow. So yeah, I don't mind if he comes back, Mike Tyson, because at the end of the day, look, we watched KSI against Logan Paul. They're not even boxers; they're YouTubers. So why not? If they want to make their money, I'm never against someone that wants to make money. If they want to fight and make money, kudos to them, man. That's what I gotta say.
Yeah. Hey, what?
Lucky for us, safety was my concern because, if he comes back, it's a good chance that, he'd probably be too out of shape okay, let me take that back. It would have been a case where if he got up there against a good competition, he probably could have gotten hurt because I think he's past the point of just taking any amount of punishment. But if we're really being honest, if he's just trying to fight people like Holyfield, it's a good chance that they're probably not going to get hurt. It's just going to be two guys that don't have the same intensity as they used to do. So, it's going to be two guys that are, if anything, they're too tired to put their hands up, by round 8.
And anyway, the referee is there anyway. So if someone's getting hurt, the referee will stop the fight. It's not like the back in the day fights when the referee is going to allow a lot of things.
Well,
if the referee is seeing something bad, he's going to stop the fight anyway.
Well, refs was stopping the fights back in the days too, but most likely with this one, these guys probably gonna have, Mike Tyson probably gonna have a T-shirt on with headgear. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't gonna be like these guys gonna have headgear on. You know what I'm saying? They know now well they too old to be going up in there doing that shit. Like they're 20, 30 something years old. They're gonna be having headgear on. They're gonna get up in there, and hopefully, nobody gets hurt, and they give the fans a good show for charity. You know what I'm saying?
The only fight I'm against is what David Hayes said. David Hayes said that he wants to come back and fight against Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury. I would not advise that fight at all because Tony Bellew, he beat the hell out of David Hayes. So if Tony Bellew can do that, what do you reckon Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua can do that to him? You know what I mean? Exactly. So I wouldn't advise that fight at all. Those type of fight I'm against.
Yeah. First of all, salute Battle Rifle. When I was trying to greet you when you came in, my mic was muted. If these guys are gonna fight in an exhibition or whatever, what will happen is once one of them get the hitting or get the better of the other, it's gonna turn real competitive pretty damn quick. Do you guys remember years ago when Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank came out and did something similar?
Yeah.
It's still the old blood came to the surface. You understand?
Yeah.
It just happens, man. That's why these guys were called warriors, So it'll be interesting to see, but it'll be funny because these guys are like senior citizens sport-wise. It's like to see, if you saw two old men fighting on the corner, you'd be like, what the hell those old dudes doing fighting? Then you'll say, let me see who gets the better of the other, because you ain't gonna turn away from it.
Yeah.
You ain't lying.
Hey, do you know what, Stormy? Do you know what I found interesting today? I heard today that it's in the making. Josh Warrington versus Corey Stevenson. It very well the deal could nearly be done. And if that's so, that's a fucking good fight. That is. That's a real good fight.
Just wait for boxing to resume, because they're gonna throw everything out there they can at this time to get the public's interest.
Yeah.
There's nothing happening. You understand?
Yeah.
Don't be surprised when somebody say or do something that is on the unlawful side just to draw attention, because what else can you do? There's nothing happening. Professional sports is at a stop. So these guys can talk about everything. Roy Jones will be talking about fighting James Toney again or whatever. It's like that's what it's going to sell the interests of the public, because there's nothing else happening.
Yeah.
And as soon as boxing resumes, I've got it in my gut that they're gonna try to go back to their same old bull crap.
Yeah,
Instead of doing what
I think that's
instead of doing what I've suggested, it would be the great way to bring the people back right away is start putting on the fights that people wanted to see before the sport got halted. So
facts.
That's the best way.
For me.
Nah, they going. I seriously think they just they're gonna try to mollywop us one more time again. I think they're gonna put it into overdrive and try to get up the money try to get as much money by the end of the year, so they can say that they got some revenue and for fiscal year 2020, but calendar year. But I just think it's sad, because Laws was saying is there's already some pay-per-views that people been talking about, and this is gonna be straight pay-per-view, boop 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 boop, no freebies. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, y'all pockets rest enough. You know what I'm so it is what it is.
UK's already lined up with 4, Mike.
Yeah.
We've got Dillian White Povetkin, we've got Anthony Joshua Poulad, we've got Usyk versus Derek Chisora, and we've also got Daniel Dubois versus fucking Slow Joe. So there's 4 pay-per-views already lined up for the UK, and 3 of them being Sky. And God only knows what Eddie Hearn and Sky have got under the radar as well. Like you say, Mike, and like Stormy said, as soon as boxing comes back, I don't think. Well, I'd love to see the fights what we want to see, but we all know it's going to go back to the same old BS where we're not going to see them fights. But I know one thing, and I do know this from living over here. I can guarantee you 110% that Sky Sports are just going to roll out a shitload of fucking pay-per-view fights. I bet you. And like you say, Mike, they're going to want to try and get that money back before the end of the year.
All these boxers, they're promoting their names, innit? So I don't think Shakur Stevenson, Warrington, that's not going to happen this year. And, or the other guys are all talking like Bart saying like he wants to fight Spence. And, these fights are not going to happen. It's just everyone is just bored. They're all promoting their names. Do you know what I mean? So their names are getting bigger by talking about it and this to start. But, yeah, man, I don't think these big fights are not going to happen. It's just all like they're just promoting themselves. And, yeah, Loss is right, man. Like, I think like a lot of the fights are going to be pay-per-view when they come back, man.
Facts.
And they're going to be expensive as well, especially in England. We're only paying now, what, £20 now? So it's going to be like £30 or something like
now, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the thing though, Pat. That's difference between the UK and the US. I mean, okay, the US pay-per-views are fucking astronomical.
Oh, Michael.
But they only have like 1 or 2.
Is that Mr. Shelton yet?
Huh?
I think someone on a private chat is saying like they're Mr. Shelton.
One thing, Mike, that Chad Mullen, mate, that's the same guy who's been trolling all night. And I've seen him loads of times on LDBC channels. Chad Mullen is an Irish name for starters. That's the same guy, man, who's been making all.
I don't think that's Mr. Shelton. Mr. Shelton, I don't think.
No, it's not. I don't. It's not.
Mr. Shelton is LDBC in it. Nah, that's not him, man. He comes on like
Mr. Shelton. So I
Niggers.
Yeah, he said, Mike, don't even, like Stormy says, don't even entertain him now, bro.
I'm not entertaining them. I'm just kicking them in, letting them say what they got to say, then getting rid of them. They proving my point. So it's either him or they.
No, Mike, same guy.
You don't deserve to have anything.
Look, I'm telling you what I'm doing, and this is what's gonna happen. I'm letting these guys prove my goddamn point. Whether or not it's a him, whether or not it's a they gonna say what they gotta say. Then they're gonna get kicked, but they all gonna prove my goddamn point. You know what I'm saying? Because these are the same dudes that's up over here talking about Devin Haney, These are the same dudes over here talking about the LDBC. These are the same dudes talking about me, you, and everybody else. So I'm gonna let them prove the point, and that's just how it's gonna be. I don't really care what they got to say. It doesn't hurt me. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly. If they come, they're gonna prove their point wrong anyway. So you know what I mean?
They're not hurting my feelings. What they got to say. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because it's not about them saying it to my face or whatever. It's just that they don't even have the common decency as a human being to do what's right. See what I'm saying? The dude want to go over there and talk about he say nigga all the time to black folks because he can, but he's gonna have the common decency as a human being to do what's right by himself and not go around here saying things and hurting people's feelings just because he can, and or purposely trying to hurt people's feelings, purposely trying to get people to react to him, purposely over there getting off on other people because you could get off. So if that's how people want to run their light and stuff like that, not have common decency as a human being and stuff like that, well, you know, you could come on, you're gonna get kicked, but you're proving my point. But thank you for wasting your time. And now let's get back to boxing or whatever the damn we're gonna talk about. Because
earlier, like when Stormy Beeman said, like, yeah, there's different type of human beings. I get his point now, because these people are like pure evil. They're not like us. They may look like us, like Stormy Beeman said, yeah, but they're not like us. They're not human. At the end of the day, they're the devil. They're the devil's people. Like, they're different. And this is the people that you can't mix with them. It's just the way they're created. They're not like us. Do you know what I mean? And that's my point.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reason why I do things the way I do them, man. Because you ain't doing nothing. It's like literally like you showing how your parents raised your ass. You showing everybody that your parents wasn't worth the damn, and you for sure ain't worth the damn. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, do what you gotta do. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, you the same dude over here that's saying race has nothing to do with boxing and this and the third. You probably the same dude over here, you know, bad talking all these other fighters because somebody else says something, so you gonna join the racist bandwagon and shit like that. You probably them same dudes. Or you probably not the same dudes. You probably a dude that actually has a boxing channel, right? You probably a dude that probably has a boxing channel and stuff like that. Probably coming to other people's boxing channels just to create some static and get people off their game. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, guess what? You ain't stopping nothing. You just proving everybody's point that this shit is around. People do this shit for fun.
Yeah. Same guy, Mike. I've seen him around on loads of LDBC channels. That Chad Mullen. Trust me, bro.
But the Chad Mullen, I've seen him before too. But
yeah,
you know, I just
channel before, Mike.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know what? Yeah. To be honest, you know, they're making the channel pop anyway. So at the end of the day, let them all come. You know what? The haters can come. They're just gonna make the channel bigger. Look how big the LDBC is. All these haters, they made it big anyway. Do you know what I mean? So the more people hate, the more, you know, the channel gets bigger. That's my point of view.
That's exactly the thing, Pat. People don't actually realize these fucking trolls what go on about the LDBC, this, that, and the other. A lot of them have got no insight into the LDBC. They don't actually realize how big the LDBC is. I mean, you've got all your main big channels, and then you've got a load of mediocre channels, and then you've got a hell of a lot of small channels as well. And they're always bringing boxing content 24 hours a day. Man, there's so many channels that I could go off here now and go on to another channel and guarantee there'll be someone from the LDBC who's live. He's bringing the latest sports, the latest updates, the latest whatever. But I don't know.
Yeah, I just, you know, it's like I try to tell a lot of people, man, there's loads of boxing channels that's out there and stuff like that. Loads of boxing channels out there, you know. But there's like when you think about the LDBC as far as, you know, being a, you know, somewhat of a conglomerate, a mix of individuals, some with different,
These little fucking monkeys.
some with damn. He came in under a different under El Jefe's name. Damn.
It's not him. It's not him. Yeah, it's not the real.
Yeah, I got rid of him. People don't understand that, you know, there's people on from sun up to sundown, some even at 11, 1 a.m., 2 o'clock in the morning and shit like that. You know, hell, Ticket TV, he be on sometimes at night too. He be on in the morning, he be on in the night. You know what I'm saying? And people don't understand that. It's like, and then not only that, it's like, it seems like a lot of these boxing channels, they get their news from the LDBC anyways. You got 78 and Black doing interviews with a general giving you the lowdown on the 5G. You got them doing interviews with Devin Haney. You got them doing interviews with all types of people's doctors and shit like that. And and then if you look at Fight Hype, Michelle Phelps, whatever her name is, second boxing, whatever, seconds out. I don't care who it is. You know, a lot of these guys, I can go on the internet and find some content right now. I'm just really don't want to go and do it right now because I don't want to, you know, I just don't want to spend no time looking up this guy and actually digging into him real good. Like, find out some shit like nobody else know, but I can find it like readily available, but I gotta spend some money, but I can find it. Just ain't did it yet. But these guys they don't have their own content. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody coming out, nobody really out there. You know, Porky, he get his interviews, you know, he does his thing. But besides him and a couple other folks, they ain't getting no interviews. They ain't coming up with their own stuff, no nothing like that. They talking about stuff that somebody else has on their channel, or they talking about, you know, something from a news article and stuff like that, but they ain't getting no real news. And that for sure, they can't get nobody that's old enough to have seen Sugar Ray Robinson like my granddaddy. You know what I'm saying? He told me stories about him back in the days, you know?
Yeah, talking about Sugar Ray Robinson, man, that
Yeah.
guy was a legend, man. I heard that he had
Hold up.
he fought in 19 days, yeah. He fought like 3 people in 3 different countries.
Yeah,
That guy was a
possibly.
legend, man.
And a lot of these guys, you know, they can't even do that. You know, they can't even, you know, yeah, you could do it as a youngster and stuff like that. Yeah, that's nice and dandy. You know, you do your research and stuff like that. Yeah, you can do that. But for people that actually seen this shit,
Little fucking niggers. Easy.
yeah, man, you came under the laws. A lot of these guys over here, they ain't. It's different between me doing my research, and it's different between somebody that lived during that time and actually read the news articles, the news clippings, went to those fights. They got to see what everybody else had to say about the fight. You know, it's kind of like me talking about Wilder and Fury, and somebody talking about Wilder and Fury 30 years from now. It's going to be totally different between some youngster that went out there, did their research, between somebody that come around and actually that was there. That was actually, you know, talking about it. That was actually, you know, heard different people speak about it and stuff like that. It's different.
In 30 years' time, yeah, you know Wilder's name, yeah, the way they're gonna talk about him, yeah, they're gonna talk about him like a legend. They're gonna say this guy was one of the hardest hitter in the history of boxing. They're gonna say he knocked out all the guys he fought or knocked down. They're gonna pick his name up. But for now, because he's around now in this time, they're gonna hate him. But in the future, when he retires, they're gonna love him. That's what they always do. They used to hate Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson. You know, all these people used to be hated. Even probably Robinson used to be hated. But now that they're all old, they're all gone, they're like, you know, like icons. So they might not give Deontay Wilder's name respect now, but I bet you now in about 20, 30 years' time, they're going to respect him. And it's a shame.
This Lost D, it's all good, man. You know, I was over here looking at some alligator meat, see if I can think about barbecuing some of that. Or buying like some 20-pound bag of crawdads. Lost D is all good though, man. You know, your battery went out and stuff like that. It's cool, man. Jump back on when you're ready. The super Trundum said, can you guys violence or not? he might not be probably use a translator or something like that. I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what you mean with that, but yeah, you know, there's no to me. There's no telling what they say with Wilder, you know, in the future once he's gone. You know, 10 years when he's gone, 20 years when he's gone. I don't know what they're gonna say about him, man. But you know, when I listen to these guys out here right now talking about him and stuff like that, especially if they want to use like a Don Raphael or one of these guys, you know, to talk about Wilder or depict Wilder and stuff like that, it's going to be totally biased. You know what I'm saying? You know, all these guys know Wilder hits the hardest out of everybody. All these guys know. The thing about it is that they're always going to pick on that one thing. Is like, well, he couldn't land it against this guy, and he always had trouble, and blah blah whoop whoop. He had no inside game, but no inside game against one person. But he walked into the fight looking funny. So it's kind of like, you know, nobody's ever going to say, well, you couldn't really tell what he can do in there because he didn't look 100. You know, they don't want to think about that. They're just gonna skim on past that and just, you know, give him the raw diggity dog. You know,
if Wilder was white, yeah. You know, they would have said like he is the legend. You know, people would have said like, you know, the first fight between him and Tyson Fury that Wilder got robbed of a knockout. You know, they would have picked his name up so much. Wilder would have been the face of America. And when I say America, I'm talking about for everybody if he was white. But because he's a black man, you know, this whole story is different, man.
Yeah, he most definitely. That's exactly how it would have been. And you know, if Tyson Fury was a black dude coming from the UK and Deontay Wilder was a white dude from America and they had to fight over here, it'd be loads of people. It'd have been the fight would have done a lot of money. Would have probably broke Mayweather's record. And the reason behind that is because you have people in America like me and like countless other people that get on YouTube that just talks about boxers and like boxers, not because of the color of the skin, but because they're actually genuinely good fucking boxers. And they worth a damn. Now, when you get these guys that's like Deontay Wilder, black dude, you know, kind of in the same situation that Floyd was in, as far as can't nobody tell him nothing. He's the man with the stick. He runs his business, and can't nobody dictate nothing to him and stuff like that. You're going to get railroaded, and the reason why you're going to get railroaded is because nobody over here. I don't care what industry you in. I don't care if it's music. I don't care if it's acting. I don't care if it's NASCAR driving. Nobody likes an uppity nigga. And that's just what it is. Nobody. And that's what made Floyd Mayweather famous. Because that's how the people that was controlling boxing before Mayweather became this big dude, that's how they felt about the dude. And every time when he got on SportsCenter, all these media outlets on their segments and stuff like that, when they was talking shit about him, he gave them the raw diggity dog. He let them know what time it was. You know what I'm saying? And none of them like a uppity nigga. And still to this day, every black fighter that talks about blackness and does this and does that, you know what I'm saying? It seems like they get put on the back burner, and they don't get the fights that they deserve. They get championed in recess, and all kind of shit. That's what happens. Why do you think Stephanie A. Smith and Jason Whitlock don't do it? And then when you see Fred with Boxing Conversation roll up on Jason Whitlock, he sounds totally fucking different.
Oh yeah, I watched that interview. Yes, he was acting like himself. He was being like how he should be when he was talking to Fred Barbershop Conversation.
Yeah,
his own channel, like he is completely different. And that's a shame because at the end of the day, and that's why I know that the LDBC is behind Deontay Wilder. because he's proud of being a black man and he embraces being black. And these others, they, it's like they're ashamed of their own color. Like, they need to embrace, what I mean, like their color, instead of like catering for others. And that's a shame. And that's what Mayweather does. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why I understand why the respect Deontay Wilder gets from the LDBC, because he's a true guy, man. It's bigger than boxing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like one of the things. Like the dude is like, yeah, I helped Deontay Wilder out, but you know, it's like one of them things. Like you wasn't there for Deontay Wilder, when the time dictated that. You know what I'm saying? You didn't send out no tweet. You didn't send nothing. The only tweet you sent out was to sign up for your daughter's YouTube page. That was the only tweet around the fight. That was the only thing you tweeted. Was sign up to my daughter's YouTube page.
Who's that dude?
Floyd.
Oh yeah.
That was the only thing he tweeted. He didn't tweet nothing. Come out there and see Deontay Wilder. Tune into this. Tune into that. You know, you got rather not. You know. So it is what it is. You know. Even if I felt salty about Deontay Wilder, I didn't like the dude. I didn't think he was. I wasn't too fond of him and stuff like that. I would have still gave the dude a plug. Because I know at the end of the day, I'm there. My name is on this to do a specific job. A job. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to do a specific job. And as far as real boxing fans are concerned, he's not a fucking promoter. You got the money team, whatever it's called, promotions or whatever's TMT promotions, but y'all ain't been promoting shit.
He hasn't promoted his name, like, even though he's supposed to be, with the BBC, Mayweather, the entire time he was saying like, oh, Tyson Fury got robbed. Oh, like he was saying more like Tyson Fury's name. Like it's more like he was promoting more like Tyson Fury. Like, and when you look at Mike Tyson, like he was so happy that Deontay Wilder lost, but at the same time, when you look at it, I don't even think they're happy. Like inside, I think they're catering for the whites, and that's the problem. Because Mike Tyson, not long ago, he said he believes that Deontay Wilder can win the rematch. So that proves to me that they're not being themselves when they're hating on Deontay Wilder. They're just trying to please the others. You know what I mean? And they're playing games like that. Like that's what I don't get about these black Americans. Like they they want to be their own, but for some reason, catering for the whites, they're thinking like they can get the respect, but they're never going to get that respect. Because the moment they big up a black fighter, they're going to go against them anyway. So just be yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why cater for these people? Because they're going to turn on you the next day, the moment you step out of line. You know what I mean? You're getting controlled. You know what I mean? These guys are big names. Like they got big platforms. They shouldn't be like worried about what people are going to think of them. But it seems to me like, they're all going along the same line. And even Devin Haney now, he's going that line as well. And for some reason, it feels like he betrayed 78, like it's just...
He didn't betray the dude. It's like the dude just apologized. He just
Exactly.
And that's not betraying nobody. See, that's the thing is like people just don't take it. Don't nuke it. You know what I'm saying? Don't take it to rocket science. Like just dumb it down. Like take it for what it is. It's like he could have done a whole bunch of things. He could have kept it. He could have kept it for what it was and stuff like that, and said, "Nah, I'm not apologizing" and stuff like that. Or he could apologize, which way he went.
Listen, the way I would have done it, if I was Haney, I would have said, "Listen, I said what I said. Yeah, I'm not racist, but listen, I said what I said. I'm talking about Lomachenko. I want to fight Lomachenko. And whatever it takes, I want to fight him. And I'm not apologizing it. And I said what I said." He should say that, and I say, and people would have respected him even more. I'm telling you.
But the thing about it is like nobody gives a fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like that. Who would have respected him? The guys that's crying that all this shit and stuff like that, they didn't respect him from the get-go probably anyways. You know what I'm saying? And if he would have did that, they still wasn't gonna respect him, and they still ain't gonna respect him if you do it. So to me is like, if that's what he wanted to do for himself, or what he thought he should have done to keep the peace, or what somebody or his daddy or or somebody that's managing his career and stuff like that, suggested to him to do and he did it, so fucking what? Because at the end of the day, it's not going to do anything. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't do anything for his performance in the ring. It doesn't change who he is and stuff like that. It doesn't do absolutely nothing to him. See what I'm saying? It doesn't do nothing to him. I'm a fan of Devin Haney. I'm a fan of boxing. And then what am I supposed to do? I'm gonna say, man, you're supposed to be non-apologetic. You know, us black people, we need to stop apologizing and stuff like that. Blah blah whoop whoop whoop. I'm not Devin Haney. See what I'm saying? I'm the dude that got 250 subscribers, that got 5 people viewing right now and stuff like that. I'm not Devin Haney. I don't have years in boxing to look forward to like Devin Haney. See what I'm saying? I don't have that. And to me, I don't give a damn if he apologized. I don't give a damn if he didn't apologize, because at the end of the day, he's still Devin Haney. Like Laws D said, the real deal. He's still Devin Haney. It ain't gonna change nothing.
He's still Devin Haney, and the thing is, like, his name is now gone like 10 times bigger than what it was. Now everyone knows Devin Haney now if they didn't know him before. I'm talking about even the casuals as well. The hardcore, obviously, they knew about Devin Haney, but now they know a lot about Devin. Everyone knows Devin Haney now. He's been on the mainstream news and all that. So, like, now when he fight, then his next fight, you know, I guarantee you, yeah, loads of people are gonna be watching that fight.
Maybe not. I think people know. You know, a lot more people know who he is now. Yahoo, ESPN, you know, all that stuff. I think more people know him now than what they did before this. And I seriously think that people, they need to be, you know, they need to be mindful of, you know, how they personally attack people. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, when you start personally attacking people because they chose to do something that really doesn't mean anything about who they are as a fighter, and stuff like that, because they chose to make a conscientious decision, a business decision, whatever the case may be. Because some people come out here and say, okay, you know, that wasn't the most, business decision thing to say. That wasn't the most ethical thing to say if you're a professional and stuff like that. So, you know, but that's another thing too, is like people need to calm down with, like, these are fucking boxers. It's like, how professional do you think they should be? You know, I didn't take it as racist. I didn't care. Like I'm gonna say it again. It didn't stop me. It didn't make me laugh when he said it. It didn't move me. It didn't touch me. No, nothing when he said it. But then if people want to come out here and say, what if a white dude said it? I was like, okay, then prove it then, white boy. Prove it.
That's exactly my point there. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't understand why people expect from these boxers. They're fighters. They're professional fighters. They risk their lives in that ring when they go in that ring. And at the end of the day, like, they're boxers at the end of the day. So, like, what do we expect? How, you know what I mean? Like, we can't dictate like how they should behave and all that sort of stuff. Like, and another thing as well, like with the apology as well. I in a way I do understand why he apologized, because obviously he's a professional boxer. He wants to get sponsors, and many people like I know a lot of these sponsors are like, you know, white people run the sponsors and all that. So I can understand why he apologized in terms of that. But even when he said that no white boy's gonna beat me, I don't think he intended to be racist anyway. You know, it's just the way he feels. You know, like the way, you know, he grew up. Like he's a superior. I don't know. It's just I'm confused with this shit, man.
No, I'm not confused with it. It's just that's how it is over here. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, the dude got years in boxing. I'm like, you know, win or lose, he got years in boxing. You know, years ahead of him and stuff like that. Like you said, the sponsors and all that shit. Man just trying to let the man try to keep the peace, and then come out here and still do these interviews and stuff like that, show everybody love and stuff like that. And they still conscious about, you know, blackness. That ain't gonna change a thing when it comes to blackness. It's just that, you know, if you trying to market yourself and try to get these sponsors and stuff like that, there's a time and place for everything to be said and how it should be said. So, you know, like I said, man, I really don't give I don't understand why, you know, well, I understand why. You know, but at the same time is that people got to understand is that, you know, if you could let Golden, well, you could really seriously hurt people's careers. You could really seriously hurt people's, you know, tarnish people's names and stuff like that by the shit that you put out. And some of these guys out here, they got YouTube channels, they own ESPN and stuff like that. And they get shit totally fucking wrong a lot of the time. And it can really seriously hurt and tarnish people's careers. And one particular guy that motherfuckers did it with was Allen Iverson. And at the end of the day, nobody apologized. And they made Allen Iverson to be this crude dude, unapologetic dude, this dude that, you know, when you talk about practice, you talk about, you know, oh, his head's not in the game, look at all these tattoos and look at how he dresses and this and the third. They tried to vilify him, which they didn't try, they actually succeeded, you know. Nah, man, but I just beat the black off of you with this goddamn wrench. Bleep. Thank you for coming by. Just beat the black off you with that wrench, though. Thank you for coming by. Retarded.
I didn't even see that in it because I can't see nothing.
Yeah, I just deleted his ass.
Oh, I can see delete. But yeah, I get what you're saying, man. You know, look, at the end of the day, these guys, like, you know, they're boxers and we're not in their shoes. Like you said, like, you know, we're just on YouTube and, you know, if we were on their shoes, it would be completely different. And at the end of the day, they're there to make money. And who doesn't want to make money? Do you know what I mean? So, like, I've criticized, obviously, Devin Haney for apologizing. But now that I really look into it, I see why he apologized. And, you know, he wants the future in the sport of boxing. And he wants sponsors and all that sort of stuff. But the thing is, like, this thing would not be that big if it wasn't for the YouTubers that made it big. Like, these YouTubers, like, you know, I'm talking about the white YouTubers. They made it so big that it reached, like, mainstream media. And it's just unbelievable how they made out, like, you know, that the kid is racist. Like, you know, people like IFL, Seconds Out, you know, even Radio Raccoon, yeah, he had stuff to say about him. And it's just unbelievable, man.
Yeah, and he's still throwing disses at Wilder. You know what I'm saying? He's still threw a thing at Wilder when somebody asked him about that to this day thing. He said something slick, but, you know, that's just the way it is. Like you know, if you was Devin Haney, yeah, you could do whatever the fuck you want to. You could choose not to do it. You could choose to do it, but you would ultimately have to live with that. You know what I'm saying? You would have to live with what you choose to do. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it could be just a bunch of dudes on YouTube, you know, calling you out of your name or something like that. Or it could be you not getting no sponsors, or you not getting no fights, or if you happen to get a fucking loss, then what's gonna come from that? Then people would just probably throw you under the rug, like, nah, we don't need you.
Like, when you
was the goods, but obviously you got a loss, so blah blah whoop whoop. So, you know, there's a lot of things in play with that, because like I said, Devin Haney doesn't have the stick. He ain't running shit yet.
The thing is, when you see these fighters here, like, you know, like when you see like the black fighters, for example, like when you see like Anthony Joshua, like, he's not himself when he talks, you know, like he's a street guy, but he makes out he's not a street guy because he's worried about the sponsors. He's not himself. Like, he's fake when he's around the cameras. He's really fake. He's not himself.
Everybody know he's fake, because if he want to go over there talking about this gangster shit that he used to do, or this you know, not so civilized shit that he used to do, not being a law-abiding citizen, that, you know, that shit he used to do. If he want to say all that shit, but how come Dillian White and Derek Chisora over here, you know, marketing themselves better than you. Because at the end of the day, they ain't got no belts, and people still listening to them. People still showing up to their fights. Only reason why people were showing up to your fights is because you had fucking belts. If Anthony Joshua had no fucking belts, how many people would be showing up to his fights over if Dillian White had 3 belts?
I
See what
think
I'm saying?
the way they marketed Anthony Joshua is like they marketed for the white people. The way he is, like, you know, this guy that is like part of the community. He helps out. He's friendly. He laughs. This is what they like, you know, the white people, especially in the UK. Like, they like that type of person. Like with Dillian White, even Dillian White, he's changing a bit as well now. Like, he's not how he used to be. He's a bit more careful the way he acts. Like, he's taking that route now. Like, the only guy that's different is obviously Derek Chisora, because Derek Chisora, obviously, he's got nothing to lose. Derek Chisora, what? He had like 8-9 losses. So
I think people give Derek Chisora kind of pass too. They kind of like, yeah, that motherfucker just crazy.
he's crazy, yeah. And plus,
They give him a pass.
like, he's one of those guys. He's like the gatekeeper. Like, so everyone has to fight him. He's always gonna get that chance. He's always one or two fights away from having a title shot. So someone like Derek Chisora, hasn't got that much of a future. Like when it comes to like the high end of the boxing world. So yeah, he can be mad. He can throw chairs and tables around. They don't care. But as far as like sponsors, I don't think he get that much sponsors with Derek Chisora, but he gets like good paydays and all that sort of stuff. So this is what you have to do, like as a black man. But when you flip it and look at Tyson Fury said loads of bad stuff, and he still gets the sponsors. He's saying like, yeah, he wanks like 7 times a day. You know what I mean? He says bad stuff about gay people. He's saying like he's sniffing cocaine. Like, and he's proud of that and all that. He likes to drink, and he's still getting sponsors. So if, let's say, like Anthony Joshua said that, I don't think he'll get the sponsors, or people will be saying a lot of bad stuff.
Well, once, yeah, but that's the thing. Like when he had them 3 belts, they would. When he had them 3 belts, they would. Damn Skippy, they would have. But if he didn't have them 3 belts, people wouldn't be doing that. In my opinion, people wouldn't give 2 shits.
The belts, I don't think now that, like, because how big he's gone now, I don't think it's the belts anymore. It's just the way.
Well, I hated that because, you know, he's a champion. He's a UK champion. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of seems like people, you know, in the UK, it seems like they more oriented into you know, rooting for the home team. And their home team y'all whole team has 3 belts. So it's kind of like, you know, if you was the type of dude to root for the home team in the UK, then of course you would go with Anthony Joshua instead of Dillian White or Derek Chisora. You can still go for those guys, you know.
I think the goalpost is gonna move slowly now. If Tyson Fury sticks around, like I think like I could see a lot of people, like especially the whites, moving towards Tyson Fury, like supporting him over Anthony Joshua, because that's how they are. Like, and when it comes to racism, in terms of that, I believe that's still racist because they're gonna support him because he's white. And I see the changes already happening. Like, you know, when you go to like channels like English channels and you read the comment section, like the way they talk about Tyson Fury, I never seen them talk about Anthony Joshua like that. The way they say like, oh, he's gonna box his head off, you know, the way they talk about him, like I've never seen, like, you know, like they don't talk about that like a black fighter. You know what I mean? So they just want Tyson Fury to take everything, and you know what I mean? And I don't want that, but it is what it is, man.
No, I think, yeah, I think they do want, you know, Tyson Fury to take everything, but it is what it is, you know. And I'm not mad at him. It's like, you know, at the end of the day, it's like if you want to root for somebody that look like you, or somebody that, yeah, okay, you just another victim right now. You just another victim because I just hit you with that wrench, baby. Goodbye, Brandon Schwab. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? I see nothing wrong with that. You know, if that's how you chose to do it, fuck it. You know, ain't nothing wrong with it. You want to rock with somebody that look like you and shit like that, but it is what it is, man, in boxing. Folks just wanna hide all the time behind this so-called fictitious ass, like, I'm this clean cut dude on YouTube. That it's kind of like when you go to church. You go to church, you got a whole bunch of people talking about I'm holier than thou and stuff like that, right? Think about that with YouTube. I'm holier without than all y'all. I go this every Sunday, blah blah whoop whoop whoop. And then you got these dudes talking about what another boxer got to say about somebody else. Talking about that was him, Deontay Wilder, talking about he gonna kill a man in the ring. He should be banned from boxing and stuff like that. That's the reason why I like AJ, because he's a gentleman and this and the third. It's like, who the fuck is you? And it happens all the time in boxing.
Exactly.
Because
The way they made out to be, when he said like he wants a body on his record, like he doesn't mean literally. Like at the end of the day, Deontay Wilder is Deontay Wilder, and you can't take that away from him. And these people, like, if AJ talk like that or Fury talk like that, especially Fury, I think like they wouldn't say nothing about it. It's because the man obviously is black, and I just believe that's why they just fear the blackness, and that's why, like, that's why black fighters can't say whatever they want to say, regardless where they're from, whether they're from the UK or the US. They won't get away with a lot of stuff. And they're going to be criticized for every little single thing they'll say that's out of line according to their guideline,
Well, y'all got any last words? I'm going to get up out of here.
Yeah, man. All I got to say is, thanks for letting me on. It's been a good chat. And yeah, man, these racist people that's been coming on, and I don't know why they come on, you know what I mean? But it is what it is, isn't it? We need to fight against those racism. And yeah, that's all I got to say, man. I'll see you on the next one, bro.
You know it. Hey, Story B, man, you got some last words?
Oh, man, it's good talk, good conversation. Conversation should be had. Thanks for having me on, and I'm listening, just to everything everybody's saying and just taking everything in, man. That's all. But I appreciate it, and I look to see you guys again on the next one.
Oh, you're welcome, my brother. And I see you live when you go live next. I'll be up over there in the chat.
All right. Peace.
Yeah. Thank you guys for stopping by. We had Laws D, Story B, man. We got Pep up. We had Pep in the building. The real El Jefe. I don't know who that fake dude is. We had Marquez Johnson up in the house. Laws D the pimpin'. Tyrone was up in here at one point, and then he dipped off. We had Young Merv the Cut Man, and we also had a few racist people up in here. But nice knowing you suckers. And on that note, man, I see you guys soon, and stay sucker free.